Welcome, everyone, to another episode of the Shop and Tread Talk podcast. Got my co host here, Frank, and we have a guest with us, Eric. Eric, why don't you introduce yourself, man?
Yeah, my name is Eric Juarez. I am the owner of VIP Auto Repair, located in Westland, Michigan, just about 20 to 25 minutes west of Detroit.
Nice, nice. Eric, what kind of service do you guys do there, man?
We're pretty much a general auto repair. Anything on brake suspension. We do timing chains, uh, pretty much just full service, to be honest.
Anything you specialize in particular?
So, I think everyone loves brake suspension and alignment.
Of course. That's,
I mean,
that's where the gross profit is, man.
that's where the GP
The,
is, man.
the
So
low hanging fruit, just.
exactly. No, that's what we're best at. That's what we love doing. So I mean, that's pretty much our specialty. But we like I said, we are general.
Sometimes it's actually better. Like, some people love diagnostics, some people just want to do the work that they're really good at. So I can appreciate that. Like, I would personally, in my shop, we don't get too heavy into diagnostic because it's not really one of our strong suits. But the regular mechanical stuff, whatever we know we can handle and make the customer's car the way it should be and happy, then we kind of stick with that. So
You know,
I know Frank gets into pretty much anything, I think, right? Hey, Frank, you there? Frank, Eric, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah.
I think might have lost Frank there. I'm just gonna pause this here. All right. So, yeah, I was just saying, Frank, with diagnostic, I'm sure you probably get into a fair amount of diagnostic on your end.
Actually, we do quite a bit, and I think I'm fairly confident in electrical diagnosis. CAN networks and stuff like that still beat me around the bush, and I just don't really get into that if I don't have to. But yeah, you got some electrical fault. I'm pretty good at figuring that out.
All right.
Um, and then, of course, I love exhaust work, as you can tell if you look at my last TikTok video that's blowing up right now. I did exhaust manifolds on a 5.4 liter Ford, and it actually
Oh,
got sent to me from another. Yeah, and it got sent to me from a muffler shop in town, and they didn't want to touch it, and so I did the job, and I got paid well, and I was happy. And
20 minutes of work is not bad, Frank.
yeah, that's all it was. Yeah,
let's say I think I'm gonna send my customers to you.
and I don't mind that kind of work. I don't. I people always shy away from it, but I do a lot of that kind of stuff, and hey, I make money on it. I'm happy, and I didn't particularly enjoy that one because this truck was undercoated like so bad. I was just my tools and everything just covered in this oil, but
Well, you know
whatever.
what? I know one person that paid for the cleanup. Customer.
Oh yeah. That egg all got added to the bill. So
Exactly.
That's actually
no, it
that's
was good
actually,
though.
go ahead, Frank.
Like I said, I don't mind that kind of work. It's to me it's kind of gravy work. Not as good as brakes, but it's still good work. Get
When
paid well to
the
do
when
it.
the car is coming to you and from another shop, then as long as you're reasonable with it, you've got the job because it's not going to get towed or driven to another shop if you've already said, hey, yeah, no problem, I can do it. So that's
Yeah.
good on you for getting these jobs too.
Oh yeah.
So Eric, yes, your general repair. Is there anything you don't work on that you want to start getting into?
Um, you and I talked about Teslas. I still haven't started on them, but I would love to do uh Teslas. Really, just brakes and suspension, though. I mean, everything else we kind of would steer away,
Yep.
but brakes and suspension on the Teslas, man. I hear they're real gravy work. So
I personally think so. Frank and I have had that conversation a couple times as well. I think so because in my area, there's not a whole lot of places that really get into it But for me, like I think every week we're probably doing at least 2 or 3 brake jobs minimum on Teslas, and rear suspension. We've been getting into the knuckle bushings,
No,
the bearings as well. And I sent you that link before. I'm not sure if you had a chance to look at it. The prices compared to what you would buy directly from the dealer. I mean, it's a good savings, and it's even cheaper on your end.
right? Yeah, no, we just been so crazy, man, because like crazy busy, especially because we have like a whole new business model that we're following now. That so I haven't had time to sit down and really check that stuff out. But that's like my next thing. Like I think if we um become experts in it and then market to that audience, because it's crazy what you can do with marketing nowadays. You know, you can literally mail directly to people that have Teslas, or people that have, or they're scrolling through their phone. You know, it's directly like an ad for your Tesla dealer alternative.
Yeah.
So it's yeah, I think if we become experts of that and market specifically for those people, it would be
You guys must have more Teslas in your area. I think we probably in our town we got like 4 or 5 and like a 10,000 people in our town, and that's about it. And I'm like, for me, when you guys talk about Teslas, the only thing my actually the landlord at the shop, he's got one. Uh, Only thing I've ever put on it is tires,
Yeah.
and but other than that, I never ever work on the Tesla.
What year is it, Frank? Do you know? Older one or?
It's a first model
Yeah.
S.
You should get it on the hoist. I can almost guarantee you he's gonna need rear knuckle bushings if he hasn't had them done.
Oh, I guarantee you he needs that. When he drives it, he actually has a charging station right actually in one of my parking spots, and when he leaves the parking, it goes. So there's like a one of the
Just
front control arms is definitely. I said, "Hey, do you want that fixed?" Ah, it's fine, he says.
just wait till the wheel falls off. Then you'll get a bigger job.
do
Well,
you got
he actually wore through like 3 sets of tires before he kept sending it back to Tesla for an alignment, for an alignment, for an alignment.
Yeah.
And then for whatever reason, this last set of tires is actually lasting him. So I don't know if they did something to fix it or what, but
What it is was it the rear tires that wore out?
yep, yep,
Yep. So the reason I know this, the rear wheels, because those knuckles. Some people change the bushings out. I just replaced the whole knuckle
yep,
because the amount of time you're going to spend trying to push those little thin bushings out,
yep,
just get the whole freaking knuckle. I think it's like $500, and
yep,
from Tesla it's like 600-700. So you just take that knuckle out, put the other one in, put a new bearing on, and out she
yep.
goes. And that will prevent the wheels from going like this all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
And that's exactly what happened to your landlord's car. His knuckles were bad, so his wheels were going like this, wearing out the back tires only, and the front tires probably still look pretty good.
Yeah. I don't know, because I remember checking it out, and then I don't remember seeing or feeling the knuckle bushings loose. Which I said I don't know why the heck but it was like right from new that they were wearing out.
They
Like
have
he
bad
might have had.
alignments right from the factory.
That's what I was saying. He might have had like 50,000 kilometers on the first set of tires, and they were completely bald.
Yeah.
And so anyways, whatever he did, he got it fixed, and this set of tires is lasting him, so he's good now.
do you
Hopefully,
guys
you're doing the next repair on it.
do you
Yeah.
guys think that Tesla owners believe it's a completely maintenance free vehicle?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
Which is
they're
crazy,
wrong.
right? It's like you hear it squeaking. No, it's I don't even have to do an oil change on this, so why even worry about anything else?
It's not maintenance free. I think it's an illusion.
Right?
Um, I mean, I don't know. I think I've put at least 9 jugs of washer fluid in it. I was really trying to cut down on it, but on the expenses on the car. But I don't know if I'm going to push it to 11 for the rest of this year. But if it goes to 12, I'm selling the car. I'm telling you.
Right, dude. It's a lemon.
No, but for me, all I've done, I've got mine's a 2024 Y, and I've got 70,000 kilometers on it. So that's about 50 something thousand miles.
Mm,
And I've had it for like a year in a bit. But I've replaced, well, Tesla replaced one wheel bearing that went on there under warranty. And my brakes still look like brand new. I probably want to touch those for maybe another year at least. But, maintenance, sorry?
Most of those need brakes just for the sake that they never use them because of all of the electronic braking.
Yeah, yeah, but
You
I
don't
I
ever use them, they
do
rust up.
I do a bit of brake burnishing, so I kind of make sure that I'm giving the brakes a good break once in a while, so that way it cleans it
They,
up.
they got an option there. You can turn electric braking off, right, and then use the regular brakes to slow down.
Yeah, there's a menu that you can get into, the service menu, that'll let you do that. I don't mess around with that because again, I am not a mechanic. So
Ugh.
my
I'd be messing with everything on that thing. I'd be constantly on that screen. Hey, what can I do now? Hey, what can
no my tech has gone into it and he plays with that. I don't because I will end up bricking the car. So
Yeah, the other day I went to a hardware store, and as I was getting out of my truck, and a guy had parked across from me, and it was a Tesla, and he got out, and he was ahead of me, and I got out of my truck, and all of a sudden I heard the car say goodbye, and I'm like what the? And I'm like, did your car just talk to you? So instead of alarm going burp, it went
yeah,
goodbye. And I'm like,
mine's
that's
it's
freaking
funny.
annoying.
I have mine set to applause. So no matter how bad of a day I had, someone's clapping for me. So
Pat on the back.
that's funny.
But I
Goodness.
think Eric, with you don't need any real special training, buddy, to work on these. I think you can do it. It's not a big deal to get into. You need to get one that they drop off for the day, get the parts, and do it, man. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, if you're talking like brakes and suspension wise, honestly, it's just like every other car out there. It's the only part is getting the parts, right? As long as you have a source for those parts there, you and your guys can do it. That's you're not going to have a problem with
Like
that.
you have a Napa close by to you, Eric.
Yeah, yeah, we do. Yeah.
Yeah, so pads, rotors, you can get them from Napa. You don't have to go searching too far for that. And if you do have the convenience of the customer actually dropping the car off, which depends on your area. Some customers do not want to drop the car off for a day. Like if you have that option and you collect a parts deposit from customers.
We do. Yeah. So we have a certain number where if the RO goes past this
Yeah,
amount,
yeah.
then we take down a deposit.
So if the guy's coming in for
Yeah, that's a good
brakes,
idea.
just take 300, $400 for the brakes, order them on that website that I told you. And then the car comes in, bang it out, away she goes.
Yeah.
And there's a couple little tips and tricks I can tell you as well. I mean, that you got to kind of watch out for when doing brakes on those. I don't. Do you work on Jags sometimes where they've got those like long pins that have to go through the caliper?
Yeah.
So that's the same thing on these on the front of the Model Y and 3. They've got these really long pins that you have to use a punch to punch
Yeah.
them
To
out.
get it to bunch them out. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
I know
so
exactly what you're
Yeah,
saying.
sometimes
that's old school technology. That's
Yeah, I
yeah,
was gonna say there's there's vehicles that are really old that had that
yeah,
yeah,
went away for like 20 years. Now they're coming back.
yeah,
but
coming
but this
back.
has it.
I mean, it was a good design. It worked
Yeah.
well.
And it can really take depending on the age of it. If it's an older like an 18 or a 19.3, sometimes those are seized in there. Then you got to put a bit of heat to it. So you got to really prepare yourself. If it's an older one, you gotta make sure you charge accordingly. Realistically, you can bang out a front brake job on that vehicle if you have the parts there in about an hour, I would say. But we start around 1.6 with a labor matrix on there
Yeah.
because like same with your area, we account for rust and stuff like that too, right?
All right.
So if it's got some rust in there, we got to make sure that we got have enough time to punch those pins out. And if the customer asks, why is it that long? I'll say, come in the garage,
Yeah, well,
and
rust,
we'll
man,
show you.
you got to grind
It's
that rust out
it's
of there.
brutal. I mean, again, I don't do it. I watch my mechanic, and I'm like, Yeah, no, no, there's no way we can charge anything less than that because if we run into it and then you call the customer that, hey, by the way, we need another half hour, 45 minutes because this is this, then, they're not going to be happy, right?
All right.
Yeah, I don't do brakes anymore either. That my wife does all the brakes at the shop
Yeah,
anymore.
buddy, his wife is in the shop with him.
No
Uh,
shit.
oh, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Check
yeah.
you guys out, man.
I gonna post a video tonight yet of her pulling the heads, helping me pull the heads on this Hemi that we're doing lifters on.
Well, you
She was
were
just
you were doing the lifters and you were complaining like, stop hitting my butt. So,
no, that was the exhaust manifold. I was way up in there, and she comes over and boop, and I'm like, "Hey, I'm working
so
here."
Frank, don't complain if you're ever slow at the shop because I know what's going on, man. You got to stick to work, man.
we still have our service writer, so there's
Yeah.
only so much we can do. But no, it's good. It's fun. It's fun having her working with me in the shop.
Has that always been like that, or is that like recent that she's
Uh
interested?
it's probably well in the last year she's really worked her way into the shop quite a bit.
No,
Um,
okay.
when we started, she was doing the service work in the office. She was doing all of the customer service that way, and then we actually hired our daughter's boyfriend to do that for us. And so then she's like, she actually went and she's a registered bookkeeper, so she went and did work for someone else for about 9 months outside of our business. They needed some help, and she's like, "Well, you know what? I'll go work over there for 9 months." So she did that, and then when she quit there, she came back, and it was like, "Well, we've got the service writer, and there's not enough work for two people in the office." And she's like, "Well, hey, I can do oil." She had already done some oil changes. She's like, "I can do oil changes and brakes." So okay, he gave her a bay, and she does oil changes and brakes and tires. Man, she did 90% of the tires this tire season. All of the installs, like new tires on rims, and man, that girl, like, oh.
She's gonna take her job. Is what's gonna happen, Frank.
Yeah, I just got to teach her how to diagnose, and then she's good to go. I just get to retire and let her do all the work. But yeah, she just killed it this tire season. It was amazing. So I didn't have to do that many tires, which I'm happy with. And our apprentice is at school right now,
Yep,
so it's just the two of us in the shop. So she's like, "Well, tire season is her job, and I did all the other work." So
that's
yeah,
amazing.
works out really well.
That's cool.
How was your season, Eric? You guys do quite a few winters and stuff there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I assume our winners are very similar. But yeah,
It should be.
we typically we get the first decent snowfall, and then we get rammed with tires all of a sudden. Like people have been ignoring this problem for the past 2 months. Is now
Winter just became a thing, right?
right.
Everyone
It's like they're coming up. You've known since summer that you're
everyone
gonna have to
forgets
replace
this
your
November 1st rule, right?
exactly,
You get all
man.
the holy crap customers.
Yeah,
Yeah, man. So um yeah, but it's been pretty decent though. I mean, so we've actually picked up, which is like we completely blew our November numbers out the water, and then we're probably gonna blow our December numbers out the water as well.
nice.
So yeah, we're doing pretty good.
How many people you got working for you?
So currently,
I met a few of them when at the conference.
yeah, you met. Yep. So both of them still with me. One of them was my brother. One of them was a service advisor.
One is a radiologist.
Yeah, that's what he went to school for.
Yeah, I remember that conversation. Yeah.
Yeah, which is so he has been in auto repair though for the past like 10 years maybe.
Okay.
Um, and so that's all he knows. And then
Real nice guy.
yeah, he hasn't gotten a job in radiology therapy. Right, that's what it is, radiology therapy. And so he's doing this now currently. But I mean, I think he's loving it, man. He's not a full time service advisor now. He kind of manages the workflow of the shop,
Oh yeah.
but But yeah, man, he's loving it. He's like he absolutely loves this job.
No,
And
that's
but
great.
yeah, so I have them too. Then I have two technicians, and I just hired today a general service
There you go.
tech. So we're six of us in total now. So me
Wow.
plus the five guys.
So now, are you stepping away to just oversee, or are you still way up in it,
Well, no, I'm still man. I'm in there with them, man, every day. So I mean,
in the trenches with
the
the
trenches
wrenches?
with the wrenches, man. In the trenches with the wrenches for real. So I'm in there every day with them. I'm more really like an operations manager. So like I'm in there like doing the work with them, but I'm making sure everything is flowing correctly and the way I kind of want it to flow.
Yep.
So really much like a hands-on operations officer. You know.
Okay.
How many bays do you have at your shop?
So we have four two posts, one drive on, and an open bay.
Damn,
That's
Yeah.
nice, man.
that's a decent sized shop.
Yeah. It's about the building's about 7,500 square feet.
Okay.
A lot of office space, like the lobby is pretty spacious. So yeah, we what is that? Six
Yep.
bays technically. So
Yeah, your
Nice.
setup's kind of similar to mine. So I've got the four two posts, then I've got another bay with the alignment, and then I've got another bay with another two post.
yeah, yeah. Which we stopped doing in-house alignments once our hunter machine took a crap.
Oh,
You know,
geez.
you get a quote to repair it, or which you think it's going to be a repair, until they come and tell you, you know, you either got to upgrade or get a brand new system, and it's like,
30 G's later.
how much is that? 35,000, dude. He's like,
No,
well,
but
we
Eric, it's only 30.
right. It's
Only.
only 30, man, and they can finance it too. You know,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
we
Yeah,
got
but
that
then
option
then
too.
they get their calculator out and they tell you, you know, your ROI if you do this many and that. We went through the same thing a few years ago. I luckily ended up buying an Atlas alignment machine about 4 years ago from a shop that was closing down at an auction. And knock on wood, it's been great for us. But I mean, you know, down the line, I probably will end up getting a Hunter machine because I mean, the amount of time you save, which I mean, I'm sure you know, like they're pretty good.
So that you know that's interesting, man, because I sat back and looked at the numbers, and you know, like, and I really like I thought about like, is it really worth it getting a machine? Like, you know, you're gonna pay 35,000 dollars for it. And then the average, you know, I don't know how much you guys are charging for alignment, but over by us, like the average alignment, four wheel is about like 130, $140.
For four wheel.
Yeah, for four wheel. So you're like, okay, how long is it gonna take us to actually make our money back? What we've been doing, man, we've just been outsourcing all their alignments to a shop that's 2 blocks away.
Yep.
They do a really good job, and then we make more money off of that, off of the drive on uh four post than we would just doing alignments over there. So yeah, man, I was really conflicted in the beginning, like should we get this replaced or should we not? But we've been making more money without it, which is, you know, it's crazy to think about. Like a lot of places, you know, want an alignment machine, but we've honestly been making more money.
Yeah, I guess
All the
if you can get a suspension or brake job on that rack and you
100%.
bang that out instead of the time that it's going to take you to do an alignment, yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, 100%. Yep.
Hmm.
but it's also a lot of stress on the again, I'm not too technical, but it's a lot of stress on those center jacks, right? Keeping vehicles on them for extended periods of time, right?
Yeah, there's just so many things, man. When you like using the center jacks, I mean those
It's
get
not
wear and
really
tear.
meant for it, really, right?
Right, because the ones we have are just they're 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 air.
Yeah, yeah.
They work off of air. They're not even hydraulic, you know.
Like they got locks and everything on them, but again,
Yeah.
I'm not a professional on that. But Frank, you might be able to uh, tell
You
me
know
about.
what? I've never worked on a drive on hoist. Like I've never worked in a shop that did alignment ever. The
No.
shop I worked at, where we're out for 14 years, we had a drive on hoist, um, but we just use it for oil changes. That was basically it.
Isn't it
Did
hard to
what?
work on? Like your arms are over the
Mm,
platform and you're trying to.
not like if you're just doing it for oil changes. When I was an apprentice and we started, and I worked at a muffler shop for 6 years, and we had a drive on hoist, and it was primarily used to do exhaust.
Yeah,
Like we were doing
yeah, I can.
custom
That I can
exhaust bending.
definitely see because you don't need to
Yeah,
lift it. You don't need to jack the car
yeah.
out. Just put it up in the air. But for
No.
a
Well,
brake
and
job, I
it's
feel like it would be crazy difficult to be
for
trying
doing
to
a
work
brake
on
for doing brakes and suspension. I would not want to use a drive on hoist at all. Like for doing an oil change to do exhaust all day long. I
Oh
would
yeah.
love to buy it. I'd love to buy a drive on. I would love to do an expansion on mine, put another bay up. Eric, I don't know. I didn't tell you. I only have 3 bays in my shop. That's three two post lifts. That's what I run. And if I could expand and put a fourth one in, I'd love to put a drive on there, but literally just for oil changes in my exhaust. I got a tubing bender. I can do custom exhaust work, and that's what that bay would be dedicated to. But other than that, I don't find a reason for a drive on hoist because it just, or for rocker panels. I do a lot of rocker panel repair too. So if I that'd be really good for that. But other than that, no. Give me a two poist and I'm good to go.
Eric, it might not be a bad idea to take a look around and see if there's anything that you can get from a jobber, even that's lightly used. They took in trade because I mean, the I think it's worth it. You've got the whole setup. You just need the machine, right? And
Yeah.
there's nothing saying that you have to get one that's 30K. I mean, if you get a alignment machine and you spend on a used machine 10, 15 grand, I mean, if you look at the time saving, I mean, yeah, you have to send someone out, drop the car off, then they come back. Again, it's 2 blocks is not too far, but then when that car's done, you got to go back, you pick it up. The time loss of that person going, coming back, going, coming back, and you got everything all in house. You finish your tie rod, you back it out, bring it on there, the machine's set up, and you bang it out, and everything's just done in one shot.
Yeah, we were also running into the issue though where we would, you come across like seized bolts, um seized jam nuts,
Yeah,
seized
yeah,
everything, right? So, and that's what I was taking into consideration, man. Like some of these alignments, to have them done right will take about an hour. Some
yep.
of them. So we're taking an hour to do some of the alignments and versus the basically the amount we were getting paid for the alignment didn't even cover 1 hour of labor, like shop rate labor.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of what kind of had me on the edge. It's like, should we do it? Should we not do it? So we were just we outsourced it for about a month, and then I looked at the numbers. I was like, we're making more money too, just outsourcing it. So although it's like a 5-minute deal, just dropping it off.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
then,
If it
um,
works for you and you got a good deal with them, if they're able to free everything up and not charge you a whole lot and you're able to mark it up and just call it a day, then yeah, I mean if that works for you, then it's not a bad gig. But I would keep your eyes open if you see a deal.
yeah, no, most definitely.
Because
No,
having it in house is having it in house, and then you just raise your price for the alignment. I mean,
I'm with Eric on this one. Like we send our alignments down the road, and it's a 10-minute ordeal almost to drop it off and bring it back.
yeah,
But
yeah,
even doing that and dropping it off for what they charge us to do the alignment, uh, I wouldn't even want to touch it. Just
yeah,
just
you
send
just
it
you
there
just
and it's done. Right?
yeah, you just upcharge it, and then
Yep.
it's like you're getting paid basically just to drop it off and pick it up,
Yep.
and then you only have to deal with.
yeah,
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 you don't have to deal with it. I think for me to get an alignment rack, I'd have to have a 6 bay shop and 1 bay that isn't doing anything. Then I'd put an alignment
yeah.
rack. But for what I am right now, it's not even on my radar anywhere close.
Right.
I think if knock on wood, if I get in that situation where mine craps out, it would take me a lot to be spending 30K on that kind of stuff. I agree with you.
Mhm.
I mean, I would just For
Yeah, but
me,
for
we
us, it'd
do
be
quite a
50K.
few. Yeah, yeah. No, in fact, I just got an email from my Hunter rep that they have a refurbished Hawkeye machine. If I'm interested, to email them. But I mean, for me, it's like locally in my area, I don't have someone that I trust close by that I can just be like, hey, okay, can you do this? We used to take it to a place, but then we take it and then we get it back, and then the customer would say, "Oh, my steering wheel's not straight." Then we'd have to take it back to that person,
Yeah, yeah,
and then it became like, okay, this is now becoming a huge waste of time because I charged the customer 129 or whatever it is, and then I went 10 minutes, dropped it off, then I had to get someone to bring me back, and now the steering wheel's not straight enough, I guess. But
yeah,
it depends. Like if you got someone that every time you take it there, bang, it's done, then that's another story. But
right,
it just takes a couple comebacks, and then it's not the comeback of now I got to take the car to Joe Blow to redo it. It's that customer now in their mind is thinking, I took my car to Eric's place and I spent $1,500 getting my suspension done, and then I have to now take off half a day of work to come back to Eric's place, and he's going to take it to some random place to get it realigned. I've lost half a day of work. You know what? I'm going to fix it, and whatever, I'm not coming back because this was an inconvenience. Customers get so inconvenienced about the smallest things, right? This
So
this
on
is where it gets a little bit wishy-washy. But like I said, if you got a place you take it to where it's bang on 99% of the time, even 90% of the time, 10% I can live with it. And you can finesse the customer a bit and tell them, look, I'll take care of it. Your next oil change is on me. I mean, what the hell? What's an oil change cost? The customer comes back, he's gonna be your customer, right?
right,
But if it
well,
gets to be where it's like every other one, it's like, oh my god.
yeah, on that note, what we've done a lot of times is we just tell the customer, look, this is the job we did. Like say we change a tie rod and I built this contraption so I can measure the wheels and I get it real close. And I said, you have to go for an alignment. And we say, that's your responsibility. Go take it to that shop and get an alignment done. So now it's completely out of your hands. If they neglect to do it, which we had one customer completely did, and within 6 months his tires were completely bald. And
Okay.
he comes back and he says, what's wrong with my tires? And he said, did you go get that alignment done? That's documented that you were supposed to do.
Yep.
Oh, I didn't have time for that. That was your responsibility because it was a situation where he didn't have time to leave it with us to take it for alignment, and
Yep.
he needed the vehicle, and we're like, okay, but you have to do the alignment, and he just didn't. Completely whitewashed from us is not our responsibility, but now we
Frank, you
got to
should have
sell him
told him, man.
tires, and then he did the alignment anyway,
Yep.
right? But we've done that a lot where it's just like, you know what, go do your alignment. We don't do alignments. We could take it there for you, but it's better that you can take it there on your schedule and then you can get it done.
Yep.
And so far that works out really well. Sometimes it's like if it's a really good customer, we'll take it there for them. But if it's somebody that's going to be a little bit ornery and be like, just take it there yourself. We
Yeah.
don't do alignments. We'll do all the rest of this. We'll set it as good as we can. Take it for alignment. You're on your own.
As long as you've documented everything, and we take pictures of everything. I mean, I've got picture if the customer's rims has got nicks or something on it, I have that documented. So, oh, Frank, where'd you go here? You still there?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hey, Frank, you're back. No, so we got pictures of everything. So I mean, if there's a scratches on the rims, we document it to make sure that when we're done with the vehicle, and if they say, "Oh, you scratched my rims," no, we didn't, because at 2:51 p.m. We sent you this inspection, and your rim looks exactly the same.
We had that one time a guy had just painted his rims and he
Oh,
must have used, I don't know, some kind of trim clad from Canadian Tire or something like that. Like the tire, not the machine, the tire going over the edge was ripping the paint off. And I'm like, I took a picture of it and said, "There's no way to avoid this." He's like, the paint's coming off," and I said, "The paint wasn't good enough on there. The tire was ripping the paint off. Nothing you can do about it."
So you know a
Okay, okay.
really good way to avoid that becoming a problem? You don't do the job. Period. Those it doesn't matter who it is or whatever. Those jobs where they've painted their own rims and everything, almost every time you're going to get a customer that doesn't understand that even though our machine doesn't touch the actual
Hmm.
rim itself, it is going to happen when you're taking the bar and you're doing anything with it. That paint's coming off. I mean,
Yeah,
we got guys coming with plasti dipped rims, and you know, they think that they got this beautiful rim here, and they're gonna go and put a set of tires on it, and that plasti dip ain't plasti dip by the time we're done with it.
that's all it is, plastic dip. Yeah. Yeah,
And
if I see
those
something like that,
I
I just
spent
tell them, I said,
$40
look,
on
this
these
paint's going to
cans,
come off.
man.
Don't matter what I do. If you're good with it, I'll continue. If not, I'm not going to do it. Usually they're
You
like, I just go ahead and do it anyway.
you owe me $46.25 worth of plasti dip. So yeah, you'll get some of those customers once in a while, but sometimes the hardest thing to do is saying no, right? But if you can learn to say no to some customers, then there's nothing wrong with it, man. Eric, on for November, how was your car count? How'd you do?
I would have to go double check on it, but we like I said, we broke a record, man. Like we did 33% out of more than our top November history
Wow,
November.
that's
So
beautiful.
so we yeah, we did really good, man. And then we weren't even on we weren't even on track to hit the goal that I set in the beginning of the year.
Hmm.
But now with these changes, man, we're gonna surpass that goal
That's amazing,
in the
man.
end of the year, man. So we're gonna be, we're doing really good, man. We're doing really, really good.
The I don't know if you heard of Josh Parnell at all.
It rings a bell.
I'll send you a link. He's a really really nice guy. He's a leadership coach, and this is the second time I'm mentioning his name, but you know, if you listen to a few of his podcasts, some of the things really resonate with you after a while. And he posted something about like professional athletes, like you got these basketball players that they'll play one game a week, but the amount of time they're on the court is X, but the amount of time they practice for that game, they probably practice 60 hours that week.
Yeah,
But for us, I mean, how much training do mechanics and shop owners in a year go for? The
Yeah,
the average
most
shop.
shop owners don't take any at all. Like I know for
Exactly.
myself, I've had very little training.
And that there's a Napa training and stuff online. It's not the same. Like I was telling Frank, I was telling Eric, like when I went to ASTA, this year, this is my first conference, first formal training, and I mean that changed everything for me. And this is something like that in our industry as shop owners, as mechanics, we should really be training ourselves 10 times more than this, because we've got certain skills that we need to hone in on. We got certain responsibilities to take care of our customers' vehicles a certain way and provide the best service. But we're the ones that, when we look at going out for training, we're like, I mean, we're doing okay. But now in the industry, doing okay is not enough anymore, because someone else down the street from you may be going for training and maybe doing this much better and this much better the way they take care of their customer. And then over time and stuff, you start, like, we've had some customers come in and they're like, yeah, we went to another shop and they sent us a digital inspection and sent us this and that, and I just went in for an oil change because you were the closed, or I couldn't get in that day. And I'm like, holy crap, like, and this is before I started doing all this stuff, and they send me the actual link, and I'm like, this is cool. I'd want to go there, take
Yeah,
my own
exactly.
vehicle.
Yeah, we're
But
actually going to our first training as shop owners. We're going to Tools in is it April? I think
I think
in
it's April, Pennsylvania, right?
in Pennsylvania. Yeah, so that's our first that we're going to go together as shop owners, and
Mhm.
we've been in business for 5 years already. And I think that, I mean, we're far behind. That we should have been doing this years ago. But yeah, we're finally taking the leap. We're going to do that next year. I'll be at Asta for sure, and maybe even SEMA. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah,
Oh,
we
it's gonna be
think that
great.
yeah. I think that training has always been good. The shop I worked at for years, never any training. So, Eric, I don't know if you send your guys for training at all, but it's as technicians, it's important to get training, especially if you're going to work on something new and something that you don't understand already. 100%.
Yeah. Yeah, no, so ASTA actually I brought along two of my guys. One of them being my brother, which he is a service advisor for us, but
I met your brother.
yeah, yeah, and he has met both of my guys that I took with me, man. So my brother, so he was taking more of like the shop owner classes with me because I kind of do want him to learn more how to run the business versus just work in it. And then my other service advisor, he took a bunch of sales classes along with the same classes some of the classes that we took. So, but it's super important, man. Like when I remember going to my first um conference or expo, wherever you want to call them, and it literally like changed my business. Like instantly, like I came back I remember the first time I went to the AVI conference. They held it in Florida in Fort Myers. I want to say it was 2023, maybe, or maybe even 2024. So it was about a couple years ago, but I came back instantly raised my prices. Like instantly, instantly, because you talk to all these other shop owners, you're like, "How much are you charging? How much?"
Yeah,
Everyone was in triple digits. I was still in double digits. I was like, "I'm missing out on so much money." And then when you start comparing too, is like how well we take care of our customers versus like how well the dealership does, for example.
yeah,
Why don't we have the right to charge um maybe not as much as the dealership or even more than the dealership, but why don't we have the right to charge, a fair amount for the extra mile that we're always taking for our customers?
yep.
Yeah, very much so.
I think I'll do a little bit of defense for the dealership. I mean, they charge what they charge because they need to, in a sense. I mean, they've got massive overhead. They've got not subscriptions to their own stuff, but I mean, they've got service advisors. They've got their front end people, the back end people, and at the end of the day, like, you take your car to the dealer. I mean, those guys are, in customers' eyes, like the messiah of mechanics, because you take your car to Honda or to Toyota or Ford, like, it's getting fixed, it's getting done. But
Yeah, because they're the specialty people, right?
Yeah, yeah, right, right. They're like the
but
gods of this vehicle.
but when you do a brake job there for a couple $1,000, and sure, we can do the same job for 1,000 or 1,200 bucks. You're paying 800 bucks for them to do it with their information and their skills, and it is what it is. I mean, everyone, the great thing is we have a choice where we can take our vehicles. Customers have a choice where they can take their vehicles, and
Well,
it's
I mean, that's only going to be so long if this right to repair act doesn't go anywhere soon. You're not going to have any information to be able to repair aftermarket vehicles. It's getting harder and harder. Like the other day, I had a BMW come in,
that's your
and
first mistake right there.
well, exactly. But the second mistake was that I didn't even realize it was a diesel when it got booked in. No one said it was a
Oh
diesel,
Oh
no.
right?
boy.
But anyway, I'm
It's
like,
a
okay,
double
I'll
whammy.
exactly. But I pulled a simple code out of it, and it had something to do with like a
DEF, particulate
yeah, it had something
something.
like that. But and I just punched the code into to Identifix. Not a single bit of information on this thing
Hmm.
whatsoever. Like no information. And I'm like, well, there's no repair information. How am I supposed to even be able to, if I wanted to work on on a BMW, which I don't,
Yeah.
but how am I supposed to be able to repair it if I have no information? And I'm just like, take this back to the dealer. Let them deal with it. They built the garbage. Let them fix it.
But that's in a way, like, it's the right thing you did is, look, if you're not able to service the vehicle the way it needs to be serviced, then
a little
it
way.
makes more sense to deny the vehicle and say, "Hey, look, we're not going to be able to start something we are not confident that we can repair."
Oh, I'm very quick to say if I look at something and I say I'm not going to be able to fix it. Like if I'm 5 minutes in and said I can't fix it, I'm right away like I will be the first one to say I can't do it. Ship it away. I'd rather you go to somebody else that can take care of you and is going to be able to fix this properly than for me to waste an hour of my time, waste an hour of your time, and maybe get somewhere. Like if I'm
Yeah,
like, hey, I know I can get this, even if it's going to take me 3 or 4 hours, and I can get this, but if I'm like, this is completely out of my realm, not even touching it.
yeah,
You talk something like BMW and Audi and some of those folks, like German stuff,
yep,
it's not what I do, right? I don't do diesels. I don't even touch it. I don't want nothing to do with it. I got so much other work that I don't need to take that kind of stuff on, right? So I'd rather not waste a customer's time by being like, oh, you know what, I'll take it. I'll take it. No, take it down the road. That guy loves working on that kind of stuff.
yeah.
Let him do it, right?
We got a we have a 2016 X5 we're working on right now. It's actually my one of my cousin's vehicles, and again, even when the vehicle came in, I was a bit leery about it. It's obviously it's got oil leaks because I mean that's quite normal. So,
If it didn't have oil
but
leaks, it wouldn't have oil.
yeah, we're doing the top rocker cover gasket. Oh my gosh, I just aged myself. Rocker cover. No one says that anymore. Changing the top gasket on there, and I already told my uncle, I was like, we're gonna seal this up. We're gonna put a gasket on there, and what's gonna happen is this going to start leaking from the other weak spot. So we're gonna just keep going and
Um,
going.
what engine does that have? Is that the same 2.5 as all the other ones have?
It's black. No, it's, I
Oh,
can't remember. I'd have
if
to open up Tech Metric to know for sure.
okay, I've because some of the 2.5s and some of the 2 liters, and I've done one of each. The valve cover, that's most people call it nowadays.
Is burnt.
Um, they break, they crack.
Yeah,
So
we
we
have
did
a
the
new one
same.
for it already.
A complete valve cover.
Yeah, yeah. So our local, the local BMW dealer, the guy in parts, guy's name is Moose. I've known him for like 15 years. He said, "I'm not going to sell you this gasket kit without that that cover, because you're going to call me for that cover tomorrow
Yeah,
because
exactly.
it's
No, that's
burnt."
good. It's a good thing that he did that because if you hadn't, like we made that mistake. We did that one BMW and we ordered a gasket and we put it
Yeah.
in and it still leaked. And then coming to find out that we took it apart again and the cover was cracked. We actually found an aftermarket aluminum cover
Oh
and
yeah.
replaced it with, yeah, they make them.
So
So, and we replaced it with that. And yeah, she hasn't been back since. So that, I mean, for that oil leak anyway.
they're fun cars, but you gotta like working on that kind of stuff, right? And I had a 3 Series BMW, and two transmissions later, I said, "This is no, I can't do this anymore." Yeah,
Oh, oh.
but I think they're vehicles for people that like being in the garage, and we've sold them as well.
They like spending money on
Yeah,
repairs.
and BMW, bring my wallet. And whenever I sell a BMW, I won't sell a BMW without a warranty. If you don't want to buy a warranty, don't buy the car
Yeah.
because you will be back for something,
Yeah.
no matter what it is. But yeah, bring my wallet every time.
Yeah, I've never heard that, which is funny. Now I'm gonna start using that.
You're gonna use that other you use that other one that I'm not gonna allow to say online at BMW.
Hmm.
Mhm.
You can text us offline on that one,
I'll
Frank.
text it to you. You'll get a kick out of it.
So, Eric, what are your plans? Where do you see yourself in 5 years, other than owning about 15 shops in the Detroit area?
Yeah, so actually that's funny you say that because I used to have this dream, right, of having 25 shops, right? So 25 shops, and then we eventually just exit, right? We'll sell them all and keep the real estate. But I had a conversation with a guy. His name is Bill Broussard. Um, He owns a shop out in Massachusetts, I think near the Boston area. But so I had a conversation with him. Real successful guy. He goes, he basically goes, well, how much money do you want to make off the 25 shops? And I had no figure for him. I was like, I don't know. He goes, just make sure that these 25 shops that you want to open up aren't based off of ego. Like they're not just because you want to flaunt I have 25 shops. But so the real important part is perfecting the one shop. Basically squeezing as much money as you can out of the one shop, and then all
Ethically.
you do is copy and
Ethically,
paste
yeah.
it. Yeah, right. Ethically, no, for sure, for sure. And all you do is copy and paste it. So you can have two shops that produce way more money than the guy that has 10 shops that aren't being ran correctly.
I agree.
So yeah, I don't know, 5-year plan, most definitely I want to have at least one more, maybe two more, but that's the goal, is to perfect one of them and basically just copy and paste it, just copy and paste it, but make as much money as we can off the one. Not just have a bunch of ones that are mediocre. You want to have two really really good shops, three really really good shops versus a bunch of them.
That sounds amazing, and I think that from I don't know you too well, but from what I hear, I can tell that you're driven and definitely something I think is attainable, man.
Oh yeah, man, most definitely, man. It's just training is the biggest thing. Is like you have to be trained. Once you find a business model that you want to follow, is you train on it and stick with it. I mean, this business isn't easy. This business is
Yeah, but we're all
it's hard.
multimillionaires. That's why we fix cars, right?
Exactly, man.
Well, after the
Exactly.
first day
I think
of
I'm
working, that's what everybody thinks, right?
I think I'm fixing the wrong cars if that's what you are.
No, no, nowhere near. No,
I feel I keep fixing Ford manifolds, so no multimillionaire here.
no. I pay the mortgage, feed the kids once in a while, and
Hmm. Now, don't feed them too much; they grow up too fast, like mine, and I'll leave the house.
no, it's just like when I was driving a gas car, I only put 15 bucks at a time because I don't want to spoil the car. You put full tank of gas, gonna drink more, so I kept 15, 20 bucks max.
Exactly. Yeah, got to keep it wanting more.
Yeah, man.
So you got a staff of 6 at the moment.
Five. Well, yeah, six in total. Five, well, five plus myself.
So do you offer shuttle service or do you have a loaner card and like that?
We do it all, man. We're highly highly focused on customer service. We have loaner vehicles. We do shuttles. We pick up vehicles. We drop them off. We really really truly go the extra mile for the customer, and I think that's gonna really differentiate us in the future. And you have to, like, the biggest thing too about auto repair. The problem is that a lot of technicians become the business owner,
Yep.
and nobody really has business training. So basically, the technician that turned business owner stays a technician in his own business, and that's what I don't want to happen. Actually, that's not what I'm allowing to happen in my business. We I'm very strict with operations and how things are ran, and that allows me to work on the business versus working in the business.
Yep.
I don't wrench anymore, um because I have people for that, and eventually, I don't know what your guys' opinions on this is, but eventually we're going to be open 7 days a week, and I don't even have to be there, right?
That's the
But
dream.
right, I don't have to be there 7 days. I can take my 4-day work week, 5-day work week, whatever I want to do, and I don't have to be there 7 days, because we have a self-running business. So that's the goal. That took me so many years to learn. We finally have like a clear path on what we want to do, how we want to do it, and it's all about executing that plan now.
And that's why, that's one
Very good.
reason, like this year, I think in February, I'm planning on going to a training in, I think this one's in North Carolina. There's another one next month in Arizona. And, big thing, it's like I want to be running the business and not it run me. I'm at the shop 6 days a week, and I want to make sure I got time for myself as well, right? But how do you do that when you're putting out fires all day long?
Yeah, so man, you should really try that Houston one, man, that I told you about. That Houston one will you have to be prepared for it though. I mean, it is gonna be like you go to that and you're gonna sign up for years and years of work, but once you reach the end and once you build the business up to a certain like number of staff and training, you'll be golden. Now you're never gonna be able to just sit at home, but you'll be able to at least have some breathing room to where you know the shop's not gonna, you know, catch in flames if
Yeah, yeah.
if you step away for an hour or 2 hours, you know. So yeah, man, I highly recommend that Houston one, the auto shop answers. It's they're it's like a whole different they're a completely different breed.
I'll send you that link, Frank. It's I went to the website. It's pretty interesting.
Sounds good.
The Are you going to Tectonic in
In April,
April?
I'm
Yeah.
thinking about it. I might
Don't think, man. Just go. I'm already booked.
they're gonna go to that. They'll be there because they're sponsors at Tectonic. So
You got to go, man. I'm telling you, it's gonna be huge.
it's in Houston, right?
Yeah, man.
Yeah. So we yeah, I'll probably be there. I still gotta buy tickets, but I'll probably be there.
Yeah, I got the early bird, and I think it's gonna be excellent. They've got a lot of good speakers there as well, and
Yep.
again, you're using Techmetric, right?
Yeah. It was a game changer for us. So
How long
Frank,
have you been on that? I've been thinking we're on the verge of switching. We just haven't done it yet.
who are you using now?
We're not using anything. We're just doing it with QuickBooks and whatever Google Calendar offers us.
Oh, okay. Yeah, man. It's a game changer. That's for
Yeah,
sure. No.
my biggest reason for not switching yet is just the size of my shop. Like currently, it's myself and my wife working in the shop, right? So as far as managing people, it's just managing myself. But if I had a full time or two full time people, then it would make a huge difference. I believe for sure.
I don't think
Yeah,
it's the size of the shop, Frank. I mean, I think Eric will agree. There's so many little things that the software is going to give you to take things off your plate and help you be more organized with time.
yeah.
Because that's one thing. We're at the shop for 8 9 hours a day. I mean, this really helps you organize those 8 or 9 hours and make you be more productive. I was basically doing the same thing. Like we had that conversation. I was using QuickBooks for the longest time, and I switched over to TechMetric in June, and literally that first month changed my business like completely, completely.
And then too, I think if you plan to be in the business for a while, if you start training yourself on these certain habits, like using softwares like Techmetric, it will just make it a lot easier once you start growing because you'll basically already have a strong foundation of how to use these programs, and it'll just make it all that much easier once you do start growing. I mean, that was my issue was we so I purchased a shop that I was working at. So I was working at VIP Auto Repair, not in the building that we are in now. So we were in a different building before. So I purchased it, and it came with its own invoicing software, and it was really actually it worked out really good for us for a very long time. But because I didn't want to pay the extra money per month and bite the bullet and go to a different software, we grew so much to the point where it was inevitable to switch over to something else. And because I feel like we switched over late, it made it all that much more difficult to switch over. Like we were just used to something um that had been, had worked for us for so many years, but
Just
slowly we
comfort, you're
started realizing,
comfortable with it, right?
yeah, slowly we realized that this is actually holding us back. Like we need to
But that comfort
Nice.
costs you dollars, man.
100%, 100%. Something as easy as like the parts, right? Like the something as easy as part returns or core
Ooh,
returns. Like
it's
for
all organized, man.
we have lost thousands and thousands of dollars, either because we didn't return the core, or we didn't return a warranty part. Like there's just so many. We've lost thousands of dollars not doing that stuff, and
This keeps track of everything, man.
yeah, it just keeps track of it.
And I mean, just that I know I already drilled Frank about a month ago about Techmetric, and now we have it again. But even with like the digital vehicle inspections, I mean, it's that tool in itself is worth the cost of the software, man. And even if you don't use it too much for doing digital vehicle inspections to sell more work, I mean, the the way that you're able to document customers' vehicles and see and cover your own butt too, right? Because that's what a lot of it is right now. I mean, like that customer, you told them that you need alignment, right? So you'd have that all documented. You did the tie rod, you did this, and recommended a customer needs an alignment, and they're signed off on the work order digitally or over the phone. You've got so many different ways. There's signatures on the work order, so 6 months down the line when his tires are bald and you're like, thank you, you get to buy another pair of tires from me, I appreciate it. And they can say, well, you never told me that. You just reprint their signature and be like, no,
Here it
Yeah,
is.
I did, there you go.
There's the evidence that we need to say that you said yes and or you
we
said no.
we we use the feature where like we'll build up the quote for that specific job.
Can job, yeah.
And if they no, not even can job, like we'll add it to the RO. And if they decline it, we literally click the box that they declined it. And they can, if something ever happens, we can always pull it up like you declined this work. Like
Yeah,
literally,
yeah.
here's your signature. Exactly what you say. Here's your signature at the bottom of this estimate that says you declined this job. So it's it will save you. It's gonna cost you a little bit of money because Techmetric is a little. I mean, compared to what we were paying before, it's expensive.
But is it
Um,
really expensive when you think
It's
about it?
really not, dude. You make that money off it.
In
You
one
make that
repair
money
order.
back in not even, man. It's like sometimes depending on how big what your average repair order is, man, you make it back in like half a job.
And like Frank, I'm pretty sure your repair orders, because you do quite a few big jobs, your repair orders are probably bigger than what I'm doing. Because I mean, I don't think you're pushing out a bunch of tires every single day, but in comparison, like your jobs are heavy duty jobs that you're getting from other shops that don't want to do it. So you got the gravy work that I want.
I don't know if I'd call it gravy work. I got a job next week that I engine on a Toyota Tundra, and I think by the time that job is going to be done, it'll be near 15 grand. So
And I
yeah,
can I
that'll
can
be a big
guarantee
repair
you
order. Yeah,
I can guarantee you one thing, and Eric, you're probably going to agree. If you were to build that estimate using Techmetric, your profit on that job would be at least $800 to $900 more.
really.
And
No,
one of the only reasons, and Eric, correct me if I'm wrong, the way that it's displayed line by line with
yeah,
each item that you're selling the customer, line by line, and point two here and point one here with your labor matrices, your parts matrices, your shop supplies, your disposal, and this and that, you may end up with $800 more margin on that job. And when the customer sees that kind of estimate printed out beautifully, email to them, text it to them, PDF. And again, I know some of your clientele don't have all that, but even when you print it out and it's all listed there nicely, the transparency that it provides is second to none.
yeah.
I mean, that one job you're doing right there, that extra money you'd make, that'd pay for the software for probably 2 months.
Yeah, probably. Who knows? Yeah, but like I say, we're definitely. I think next week we're gonna get it.
Get the
See how it
sandbox,
works.
the trial, right, and play around with it.
Yeah, see how it works for the rest of the year, and then
Yeah,
make the jump for the new year.
definitely. What about you, Frank? That's a good question. What's your 5-year plan?
Mm. To be honest, I don't even know right now. I'm right in the thick of just keeping my head above water with the work that I've got going on right now. Like
Hmm.
I said to you before, I'm right now I'm booked for the rest of the year. Like I had somebody ask me, "Hey, can you do this?" I said, "Sure," but in the new year. And so,
That's amazing.
yeah, it's been great, but it's overwhelming. I'm burnt out. I'm looking forward to vacation time when I can just not think about work for a while because it's been too much. And I wish I was where Eric is right now, where I could be like, I'm not wrenching anymore. I'm just managing the people, managing getting in there and looking at what they're doing and watching it and make sure that everything gets done. But yeah, I'm just not there. I would hope to be, like I say, if I had to see in 5 years, I'd have to expand, add another bay, hire two technicians that would work full time,
Yeah.
and get. I'd like to hire someone that I could really rely on diagnostics, so so that I didn't have to do that. So if I could get out of doing, I love diagnostics, but if I didn't have to, I could manage more things, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, I would love to see an expansion, and then hire two techs to. Yeah, the work is there,
Hmm.
um, and I think that if we had the manpower, we could be a fully functioning 4 bay shop and never miss a beat.
Have you ever written it down before, Frank?
Nope,
Write it
nope, I don't
down.
think I have.
Write it down and put it in your office in big, big, bold letters. So when you go in every day, you look at
I
it.
don't have an office. My office is my
His
tool
office
box.
is in the shop,
So
man. His
print it
office.
out and put it on each and
Yeah,
every hoist arm every time you walk by it. Because I started after I went to the ASTA. I went to one of the classes for Darren Barney, and he was mentioning if you write stuff down, I mean, it makes a big difference, right? It,
Yep.
it sounds silly, you write it down or you know it in your head, but when you write it down, you walk by it or you look at that note, you're like, yeah, you know what? That is something I need to get on. Yeah, makes a difference.
Yeah. Yeah. How much are you charging an hour right now?
we're at $100 an hour.
Yeah, you gotta go up. You
Yeah,
have to.
yeah, and we probably will in the new year. That in my town is like I'm actually just outside of town, but there's like 8 shops in my area, and there's one that's actually still at 95, I think, for some stupid reason.
That is crazy.
But yeah, no, we helped bring the labor rate up because everyone, like all the cities around us, their labor rates are higher.
Yeah.
And last year, my wife called around and said, "Hey, what's your labor rate at?" And she just told everyone, "This is what we're going to. I would recommend you guys follow suit, so you're not just staying behind, right?"
Yeah.
But yeah, the labor rates. I mean, it sucks when you go to a customer and say, "Hey, this is what our labor rate is now," but hey, with the price of whatever is going on around, it just is what it is, and you have to cover your costs, and you have to be able to still make money, but in the same time, um, be fair in what you're doing. But you're right. Yeah.
It,
I don't even know what the labor rates are in North London. I think if I had to go to North London at the dealer, they're probably 180.
yeah.
I think the independent guys in London are 130, something like that around there. I got a couple of friends in the independents, and I think that's where they're at.
Yeah.
And
What are you thinking about going up to?
well, if we do, it'd probably be go up to 110 currently.
Yeah,
No, Frank.
Yeah. So, what are you at in these?
I'm at 125 right now, and
Uh,
my labor rate is going up January 1st to 149.
we're at 170, and we're probably
Woo!
go up to we're probably gonna go up to like 200.
Wow.
Damn.
Now listen. So you can't charge this amount, right, with not going the extra mile. Like we have
Yes.
loaners,
That's
we have all this, right?
customer
And
pays, man.
the customer pays for everything. I mean, we have to instill that into our brain. So, um, you guys, like, so this is the way I would explain it. You have to look at yourself, see what you bring to the table,
Frank,
regardless of
like you're
what.
one hell of a mechanic, man. I'm telling you, you're doing work that other people don't want to do, and they're getting it sent to you. You should actually already be at 150 bucks an hour,
Hundred
not
percent,
me.
100%. And if you're backed up and burnt out, you have to charge more. You just have to. Like, even if you lose half, say if you're booked out, well, how long are you booked out for?
2 weeks right now, currently.
Yeah. So
And
so
then
I wish.
even if
plus
you're
Christmas.
booked, even if you go up to 150, so let's say you lose 50% of your appointments, you'll still be booked out for a week. You'll have less stress and you'll be making more money. It's just it's crazy how it works. And then if you're doing work that other people don't want to do, you're like the only guy that can do it, right? You have no choice but to come to you. And you're good at it too. So it's just you have to go up. I even think, I mean, I don't know what Canada is, like how Canada labor rates are, but um I mean, you can even be there. Like, I know people that are more expensive than the dealership, but their customer service is just through the roof. So people pay for it. Like, people just, they love the experience. They love being able to have a loaner. They love being able to, sit in their beautiful waiting room, and
Mhm.
they pay for it.
Well, why do people go to Ruth's Chris and eat a $150 steak?
So no, that's perfect, right? Because so I don't. Do you guys have Logan's Roadhouse in Canada?
No, we got
No,
nothing good in Canada.
What's that? It's just like a regular steakhouse, right?
like we go to the keg. Like we have the keg over here. If you go and get
Oh, that's
a,
garbage. Though. Keg is garbage.
but it's it's the steakhouse that everyone would kind of know in the area. You want a New York strip, you're gonna spend 70 bucks. Which is it a good steak? It's okay. Can I make better at home? Of course I can. But you want to go for the nice atmosphere. The
Yeah.
waitresses and the waiters are nice. They treat you well.
Yeah.
And when you leave with a family of four, you spent 300 bucks. Are you upset about it? No, because the experience was so nice.
Yeah.
They took care of you. It was your birthday. They gave you the free piece of chocolate cake,
That cost
and
them
that cost,
$4.
but no, no, no. I paid for it still. It wasn't free.
No, right.
Right or wrong,
Right.
customer pays. So that 300 bucks, we gladly paid that 300 bucks for the dinner, and we talked about that dinner for the next day or two, how much we enjoyed the food. Was the food that great? No, but we
People
enjoyed the
experience.
ambiance, we enjoyed the setting, the mood, the lighting, everything was perfect.
Yeah.
And my food ended up being a little bit cold. What did they do? You know what? I'll be right back. The manager comes out. I'm going to take care of this. I'm going to go bring the steak. You know what? Let me get you a drink. Let me get you this. Let me get you this. Because the experience has to be perfect.
Yeah.
If the experience is perfect, now I'm talking to, I told Frank, oh, I went to the keg. We had such a good time. That was 300 bucks, but like whatever. It was, family of four. And now Frank's like, I better go, man, because, and he's had a great time there. And then Frank talks to Eric, and it's just, you have to create cheerleaders. Okay,
Yeah.
you create enough cheerleaders, increases your business, and that 300 bucks doesn't seem like much anymore. So when someone's coming in to get their engine done at your shop, Frank, and you're telling them, look, I'm 150 bucks an hour, and that's what it is, because I need to cover my costs, I need to make money, and this is what it is. I'm going to this training. I'm flying out here to get extra training to better serve you as my customer.
Right.
Exactly.
100%.
Yep.
Nobody is going to argue with you. if they argue with you for 50 bucks an hour, they probably weren't that good
They're,
of a
they're
customer.
not your customer, man. That's not the one you want
If
to be
they're
working
arguing
with.
about that, you just tell them, well, I can send you to Eric. I mean, he's almost 200 bucks US. So
Yeah, yeah, no kidding. That's insane. I'm impressed that you guys are getting that kind of money. That's good on you for sure.
it's also the
To see
US
that.
though, like the cost of labor and everything. You can get those higher labor rates in most shops, I believe.
Yeah, so most probably the average around me is probably like 155,
Yeah,
150. So we're at 170. We're probably gonna bump it up, like I said, sometime next year. Just because our experience is up there, man. Rarely anyone has loaners. Rarely anyone drops people off or they pick them up. Like it's just crazy. Like we go above and beyond, and with limited people too. I'm hiring more people now so we can just bump up customer service even more,
yeah,
and it's it's all gonna pay for itself at the end of the day. The customer will pay for it gladly.
yeah.
How big is your city that you're in, Eric?
Population wise,
Yeah,
I don't know. I can look it up real quick though. That way we can have a
I think
I'm just kind of thinking like dynamic wise. I know Eric, you live in Waterloo there, and or you work there, and I'm like Elmer. Like to me, like I'm in. I think the sign says 8,600 people or something like that is our
yeah, yeah.
population. It's bigger now, but yeah, we're nowhere near a quarter million.
Waterloo is 150, 180,000 people, I
Yeah.
believe.
yeah. So where I'm at, my city is roughly about 82,000.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So
But
Yeah. Probably about the size of St. Thomas. Yeah, that's good.
customers are gonna pay with their eyes
Yeah,
and with their
definitely.
feelings, right? So if you're giving that customer a good feeling when they walk in, it's a nice, clean place and welcoming, and you're still being reasonable with them, even though your labor rate's higher, they will gladly pay a little bit more because it's Frank fixing the car, not you know Joe Blow that's got oily hands and a rag over the shoulder and dirt on their face, and that guy's gonna go sit in my $60,000 car, but Frank is gonna take care of it because it's Frank.
Yeah,
They're paying. They're paying for you, Frank.
we're actually working. We're working on where we need to. We're renovating our office over the holidays
yeah.
and revamping completely the way that it sits. It's going to be a more spacious for the customers to sit, and it'll look a lot nicer. So yeah, we'll definitely be able to get that atmosphere in there that it's not just a rinky-dink shop, that it's going to be something that people are going to want to come into.
If you need some ideas, Frank, I just went through it. Like I was telling you, the whole showroom that we have now, we just went through it, furniture and everything, top to bottom.
Yeah, and that's what we're going to do. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
that's cool. I think we're an hour and 17 minutes here, so I think we'll call it, Eric. But man, thank you so much for coming on the podcast with us.
For sure, man.
And
Anytime, man. This was a lot of fun.
we've been texting back and forth, but you're so busy there making money that we haven't had a chance to talk much. But I'd love to have you back on again at some point. Check in with you and see if you've opened up your second or third shop or running for mayor or whatever you decide you want to do, man.
I think politics is one thing I will never get into ever. That ain't me, man. I've gone to the city council forums where where they kind of like not going back and forth, but they're all giving their opinions. I was like, dude, I cannot do this. This is
Yeah.
ridiculous.
No, that's great. I'm just gonna hit stop on here 1 second.